Alright mate, how you doing and welcome back to another IMO. And in my opinion, based on West Ham's 2-0 win over Arsenal and some other factors as well, Dimitri Payet is better than Mesut Özil. And here's why. Yes, that's right. I said it. And I know the first reaction a lot of you are going to say is obviously you think that, Spencer, you're a West Ham fan, you're going to be happy you've just beat Arsenal 2-0, you're going to start saying silly things. This isn't so much about Payet, it's more about Özil being a disappointment. It's something that I felt for a long time, and obviously I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm a football fan, I'm a Premier League fan. I wanted him to come to Arsenal and do well and show us what we all know he can do. For me, he still hasn't done it, and after seeing Payet over the last few games, what he's been doing for West Ham, I wouldn't swap him. I would not swap Dimitri Payet for Mesut Özil. I'd rather have Payet at West Ham, thank you very much. If you look at the 2-0 win we did over Arsenal as an example, you can see the difference in him. Payet's a workhorse. He's running, he's trying to get the ball back when he loses it, he's making passes, he's getting an assist, he set up Payete's headed goal. Özil looked lightweight. He was getting pushed off the ball by 16-year-old Reece Oxford making his Premier League debut. He's got his buddy GCSE results, his provisional licence and Mesut Özil all in his pocket. Now obviously it's very early days to start saying Payet's really good. He hasn't been here long enough to really, give a lot of credit to. He's looking good, but there's a long way yet before we can really say he's a success in the Premier League. But like I say, it's more about Özil because he has disappointed me for a long time now. I genuinely don't think with the 2 seasons he's been at Arsenal now, you could put more than 5 performances together where he's really shone. He's had a few here and there, but one of the world's best players should be doing it week in, week out. I've got a good friend of mine, another YouTuber, Hugh Wizzy, who is a big fan of Özil. He swears by him, and he says, we had a bit of a debate about it recently. He said he's one of the best players in the world. I was like, on current form, how can you say that? He doesn't deliver. And one of the things Wizzy and a lot of other Arsenal fans say back is they say that, it's because he hasn't got a good striker there. He creates loads of chances, but no one's finishing them, right? It's saying Giroud obviously isn't as good as the likes of Benzema and Ronaldo that Özil was working with at Real Madrid. But my rebuttal to that would be Payet is working with bloody Sakho and Payet. Some people just get things done, some people don't. Özil doesn't. Not regularly enough anyway. And also you've got to compare the impact and performances of someone like Sanchez at Arsenal to Özil. Now I know they're very different players, and Sanchez is, he works very hard, and you can fall in love with him for that reason. You see the amount of work he puts into it. Özil has this kind of more lethargic, laissez-faire approach, which is more frustrating. But look at the impact that Sanchez had. Regardless of the way they play their football, he was a massive lift to the club. Özil was a big lift when he first came to Arsenal in terms of the kind of positivity it brought around the club that they secured someone from Real Madrid. But he hasn't kicked on from there. He hasn't made himself a hero at Arsenal. And he should have, considering he was the first big signing Wenger made in a long time. Record signing at the time, 40 odd million they spent on him. Look at Payet. He's cost less than half of that, and he's already putting in good performances at West Ham. Like I say, it's early doors for Payet. The verdict's still out on him, but he's looking lively, and I would not swap him for Mesut Özil. But West Ham fans watching, would you swap Mesut Özil for Payet? Because I don't think you would. And Arsenal fans, would you take Payet for Mesut Özil? Because I know a lot of you are frustrated with him. Speaking of frustrations, Arsenal in general are a frustrating team to watch. I don't mean to watch them play football, because they play lovely football. I mean to watch the story of their seasons, over the years, because it seems to always be the same last few years. Wenger will go and splash the cash on one player. Hopefully he will still do that, and Petr Cech isn't the only player they're going to splash the cash on, because it was only 10 million and didn't have a great game against West Ham, let's be honest, although I'm sure he will come good. So even if they go and buy one player in, it's going to just repeat that cycle. They buy a player, they get a little lift, they play some games, they win some games, they get some injuries, they tail off towards the end of the season, and suddenly they're in 4th place again, or maybe 3rd at a push. I felt this season could be different for Arsenal. I felt that they just needed to bring in a couple of names, maybe a striker, maybe a CDM or a centre-back, and they'd be pretty much there, Premier League title contenders. Well, where are they, Arsene? Where are they? For me, if Wenger doesn't go out and buy at least 2 players, Arsenal will not win the league. Even if he gets Benzema, I don't think it's enough. I think they need more in the middle of the park and at the back in terms of cover for Koscielny and Mertesacker. They're light. They're not far off, but they're light. It should have been an absolute baptism of fire for Reece Oxford in that West Ham team today. When the lineup got announced, people were saying, well, that's brave from Bilic putting this young kid in. He's going to take on the likes of Özil and, Santi Cazorla, and all these people could run rings around him. He was one of the best players on the pitch. He had the highest pass percentage rate of everyone on the pitch, 95%. The guy's 16. The kid's so young, he makes me feel old. I was 10 years old when he was born. I was playing Pokemon with yo-yos and all sorts, one in each hand. I was thriving. You know who else is 10 years older than Reece Oxford? Mesut Özil. Because me and Özil were born on the exact same day in the exact same year. Except I was the lucky one, because I was the one given a backbone. He wasn't so lucky. Mesut just got given extra big eyes. Listen, I don't want to lay into him too much. I do like him, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm frustrated by him, because I saw him play for Real Madrid. The guy's a World Cup winner as well. He is a great player. I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying he's not delivering on his potential. And it's not even potential anymore. He's 26 years old. He needs to deliver it day in, day out. If he wants to be considered, as Wizzy calls him, one of the best players in the world, he needs to put those performances in regardless of who he's playing with. Otherwise, he's not one of the best players in the world. If you're that reliant on other people to bring your talent out, then yes, you could be incredibly talented, but you're not one of the best. Because the best people can work with whoever's around them. Like Giroud, he's obviously not a Benzema, he's obviously not a world-class striker, but he's still a striker that scores goals in the Champions League, scores goals in the league regularly. Like Özil should be able to help him score. He should be able to facilitate him or Walcott or Sanchez or whomever. And yes, he might do it every now and then, and his assist ratio for Arsenal, it isn't terrible. It's actually quite good. But that doesn't mean he's not so frustrating to watch. And in games like today, when Arsenal needed someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, show their quality and get a result for them, he was nowhere to be seen. And that's what the money should be buying Arsenal. That amount of money should buy a game winner. Mesut Özil right now is not a game winner. He needs other people to do it for him. That's my opinion on the matter. What do you guys think? Arsenal fans, I'm sure you're not going to be very happy with me. All I'm going to say to you is just calm down, think about what I'm saying. I'm not anti-Arsenal, I'm not anti-Özil. I'm just saying what I think is happening. Okay, you guys are more than welcome to disagree with me. That's the whole point in this show. Leave me a comment below. Say, Spence, you're wrong, and here's why. Özil does this, does that, does that. If you think that he is, world class, and if you think he is actually living up to the kind of reputation he brought with him from Real Madrid when you first signed him. Let me know everything you want to tell me below. West Ham fans as well, of course. Tell me about how happy you are with that game, why you think we won it. It's made us feel a lot better about that Europa League exit, hasn't it? So Bilic, you've gone from being to yes please, well done. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more of the same. I'll see you next time, but until then, don't go changing.